welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shibani Gharat. Global luxury labels are going full desi. From Paris to Milan, Indian culture is the hottest runway trend. But how brands are using it, that's where the line between tribute and trend jacking gets blurry. Let's start with Prada. They dropped the leather toe sandals that looked a lot like Kolhapuris, but without credit. The internet wasn't having it. Cultural appropriation trended and Prada was forced to pedal back, eventually acknowledging the design's Indian roots. Now, they are exploring partnerships with Kolhapuri artisans, but only after being called out. Meanwhile, Louis Vuitton played a smarter game. Pharrell's spring-summer show was soaked in Indian aesthetics. Turmeric yellows, Nehru collars, even snakes and ladders runway. But the key? Full credit. Indian architect Bijoy Jain designed the set. A.R. Rahman crafted the soundtrack. It wasn't just India inspired, it was India involved. And then there is Dior. Maria Grazia Chiuri didn't stop at embroidery inspiration. She flew her show to Mumbai, partnered with Chanakya artisans and spotlighted India's handwork from start to finish. No guessing games, no denial, just honest collaboration. So here is the truth. India isn't just a mood board, it's a goldmine of talent, technique and tradition. Brands that respect that are winning fans and headlines. The rest, they are just playing catch up. Now moving on, Kantar, world's leading marketing data analytics company, has unveiled the winners of its 2025 Creative Effectiveness Awards in India, with standout campaigns from Godrej, Danone, HUL and Helion leading the charge. We caught up with Soumya Mohanty, Managing Director and Chief Client Officer at Kantar, to decode dal-like comfort of great Indian advertising, explore the rise of multilingual storytelling and ask whether global luxury brands borrowing Indian motifs are truly celebrating or commodifying culture. Soumya, welcome to CNBC TV 18.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here.
Soumya, let's begin this conversation with the awards. Amongst this year's winners like Godrej, Danone or HUL, which campaign best exemplifies the idea of culture as a context and creativity as a catalyst, according to you? And what made it special?
Let me take the example of Danone, which is the Protein X ad, to just talk about, it's actually winning in the unstereotype category. So I would say it shows the emerging dynamic of the relationship in a family between the man and the woman in an extremely normal way. So it normalizes the culture, the emerging culture in India, which is pretty rare because advertising normally treats it as an exception rather than as a norm. I think that's a very good example. It's winning in the unstereotype category, but it's a very good example of culture evolves and brands need to tune into the culture.
Also, these tiny slices of life, like, rainy train platforms or festive rituals, according to you, are driving resonance. Can you share an example of such an ad where, a micro moment like this, like, the micro real moment like this led to like a larger macro impact?
I think Monsoon and Maggie. That is a theme they have built many times. It's a beautiful micro moment. Monsoon is typically Indian, and you want some hot piping comfort food to go with monsoon. Very simple, very clean micro moment. I think another sort of a micro moment is that hospital waiting room where you share a cup of tea, and that's the red label ad. So I think it's about finding these typically Indian real micro moment. I think Indian comes from the fact that it is real. It is something that we can relate to. Finding these small moments and finding a way in which the brand can play a role in these moments. So you are not inserting the brand. It naturally belongs in that moment. And whenever you're able to do that well, it tends to do well.
Yeah.
I think.
Last year, we also saw, the likes of, South Indian films getting popular nationwide. So what are some of the things that, you have observed in the non-Hindi regions in India that have, had a larger impact, like some of the campaigns that have had larger impact, not just in those regions, not just those hyper-local campaigns, but have created a larger impact?
I think number one, we are finding a lot more sensitivity, to be honest. When we test ads in non-Hindi regions, we find them, especially when they are like, let's say, dubbed ads, we find a lot more sensitivity among the audience to cultural nuances. So one of the ads that has done well because it was created for South, what was, I think, one of our last year winners was the Godrej Fab ad. It actually looks at a South Indian politician and the larger than life kind of way in which politics and just movies in South India are. So there's a lot of theatrical element to it. It makes fun of it, but roots itself very center and square into the ethos, South and Tamil Nadu specifically. And it did very, very well. So you need to create for South. And once you create for South, it in the same way, like sometimes a pan-India view can travel, it can travel from there to North as well. I don't think it has been tried enough, to be honest. Till now, it has always been create a pan-India ad and sort of dub it or make some small minor changes to make it more culturally appropriate. But the insight or the idea it has not been picked up from one state and then made into a pan-India thing. But probably time has come for that. It hasn't yet happened on a large scale, to be honest.
Soumya, interestingly, we are also speaking in a week where we saw these large global luxury brands borrowing Indian culture, Indian motives, and using it on their runways. Whether it's Kolhapuri chappal or whether it's sari or, whether, it's A.R. Rahman's music which is being used on the runway. So how do you look at, this Indian culture's impact, when it comes to, many of these global brands borrowing Indian culture? How do you look at it?
I think there is a lot for global brands to pick up from India, to be inspired from India. And it's good they're doing that. They're still doing it superficially, to be honest. It's not a real deep understanding of how can we take an idea from India, which is rooted in the culture of India, and how do we make it applicable to rest of the world? Something that we know we have started learning because we have to do it, right? Because we are so many different cultures and brands have to work across India. Indian creativity needs to explore that more globally rather than expect global, people from other countries to look at India and then see what I can take from here. It should be us telling them what to take from here or actually partnering in those campaigns, creating those ideas on the Google forum. And it's when it doesn't look like a caricature. That's when it will look true.
Yeah, and also because the country is now for these global brands what China was like a decade ago. Still we are, there is a long way to go, but Soumya, with brands borrowing, these Indian motives, how should Indian artisans and designers be more visibly credited? Because you also mentioned the superficiality aspect of it. So how can they be included in this global creative process so that not just, Indian culture is front and center, but also, it looks real. Like, how can they do that?
The only way they can do that if leaders of the Indian creative industry take it forward, right? If they start celebrating it and if they find global hooks for it, and I would also say Indian brands that are going global. There are many Indian multinationals. Now, when Indian multinationals talk about their brands outside India, and they don't talk too much about their brands outside India, compared to the way a typical Western multinational would do in India. So I think they need to talk a lot more about their brands in the Indian context outside India. And that's how it will become real. The way China has developed its brands as it has gone global. I think both the things have to work. The Indian creativity and Indian brands both have to work together to take the Indian narrative to rest of the world.
Finally, before we go, looking ahead, what creative trends do you expect will define the next phase of Indian advertising, particularly in the context of, the whole AI cycle, creator economy, increasing in such a big way, and, the whole cultural fragmentation that we have seen?
I think creative and the big idea, the consumer truth and the brand strategy is losing ground. Format and just speed of execution and just this view that we will hyper personalize and reach at the right moment and all the performance metrics that are getting tracked. So the real answer to that is I don't know, because I feel we may be living in the last couple of years of genuine creativity, which is based on genuine consumer moments that matter to consumer, and where brands are playing the role of a hero and the classical brand building. So, yeah, a bit cynical right now, but let's hope creativity takes the center stage. Creative and effective consumer advertising takes the center stage again.
Thank you so much, Soumya. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for sharing your insights with us. Welcome back. Whether you're looking to upgrade your tech, refresh your wardrobe or home, Prime Day brings fantastic savings across categories including smartphones, consumer electronics, TV, appliances, Amazon devices, fashion, beauty, home and kitchen furniture and everyday essentials and much more. It's a perfect time to shop and make the most out of your Prime membership. Well, we spoke with Zeba Khan, Director of Consumer Electronics at Amazon India, on the sidelines of their Prime Day sale. She revealed how there has been a spectacular spike in premium device demand. Importantly, how over 2/3 of these premium purchases originated from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, a clear sign of growing tech adoption beyond Metro India. Khan says this premiumization trend reflects Amazon's mission to democratize technology across the country, supported by some powerful affordability options. Listen into this chat.
Zeba, welcome to CNBC TV 18.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Zeba, we are meeting just around the time of, the entire big Amazon Prime Day. Tell us, what are your expectations from this year's Prime Day? What do consumers expect in terms of, the offers and, the big launches around the Prime Day?
When I talk about consumer electronics in particular, our endeavor is to make sure that we get the most premium tech accessible to all corners of the country, to all our Prime members, wherever they may be. And we are on that mission of democratizing premium tech. And in that regard, Prime Day obviously is a big event for us. First and foremost, we continue to offer the widest selection to our Prime members across all the consumer electronic categories, be it smartphones, major appliances, laptops, PCs. They'll see a very exciting lineup of new launches coming their way and premium tech, coming their way. So that's first, whether you're in a metro or you're in a Tier 2, Tier 3 city, you get access to the most premium tech and widest selection. Second, we're very excited that as we bring this latest tech to all our customers and Prime members, we also bring with that affordability levers so that everybody can get that access. So when I say affordability, obviously it's great deals and pricing. But along with that, since most of our consumer electronic products are high, consideration products, high ASP products, we bring no-cost EMI, we bring cashbacks on these categories. So this time in Prime Day, with SBI and ICICI Bank, we have a 10% cashback, which customers can take advantage of. For our Prime customers, we have the co-branded credit card where they get a 5% off. And on no-cost EMI for premium segments, for example, you can buy a premium, large screen TV for as low as 99 rupees per day. So that's the kind of great deals on no-cost EMI that, we are offering on consumer electronics. So that's the second part. Thirdly, obviously we know that consumer electronics is very overwhelming. It's a very technical category. And, we want to make sure that the experience is seamless and easy for our Prime members to shop for this category. So on the platform, we do have programs like Smart Choice for laptops, which are stores where they can go and find curated selection for their particular needs. So whether you're a student, you're a content creator, or say you're a gamer, we have curated very specific selection. Many of those being Amazon specials, where they can go and buy them at great deals and pricing. So that's how we're making the experience seamless online. And of course, last but not the least, Amazon delivers to 100% of the serviceable PIN codes. And for Prime customers, we have our best speeds for reliable and fast delivery that we'll continue to offer this Prime Day.
Ziba, any category specific trends that you are specially noticing around this year's Prime Day? Interest in certain categories, let's say wearables or smart home devices, or the flagship devices. Has any specific category shone bright over the past couple of months that you are witnessing an excitement around a particular category?
So overall, consumer electronics, we've had a great year so far, 2025. We are seeing strong growth, ahead of the category growth. So we feel that we are working on the right things, building the trust with the customer to buy this category with us. And obviously, in Prime Day as well, we expect these trends to continue. So, for example, in smartphones, which is one of the largest consumer electronic categories that we have, we are seeing that premium phones above 30,000 are growing like 46% year on year for us. So we expect a similar kind of trend to pan out in Prime Day as well, with premium smartphones growing, very strong double digit. Uh, in the laptop space, we are seeing use cases like gaming laptops growing very fast for us. Premium laptops again growing very fast. Within tablets, it's about premium tablets that we're seeing growing almost 60% year on year. And like you mentioned, wearables, even though that category, has been tepid in its growth, but again, the premium smartwatches, 10,000 and above, are growing a good 30% plus. And we have, exciting deals in all of these categories. When I go to major appliances, uh, like you said, people are becoming more environment conscious. So we are seeing that in, for example, the ACs, refrigerators, the eco-friendly, higher spec, premium lineups are, growing much faster for us. In fridge, it's the two-door eco-friendly. In ACs, it's, the least emission and the most economical versions that are which are easy on the environment. Those are the kind of premium products that are growing, and we expect to continue seeing the premium growth.
And if you can also help us understand how have the customer preferences evolved, in the urban markets vis-a-vis the tier two, tier three markets, how have they changed and evolved over the past couple of years? What is the difference that you're witnessing, especially around your Prime Day sale?
Sure. Thanks a lot for asking that question, because that brings us to a very interesting fact and something which is very promising, and we feel very positive about it. That all the premiumization that we were speaking about is something which is not just restricted to metros. So all of these numbers that I was sharing with you, these are actually numbers that are translating in tier two, tier three cities as well. So we are seeing an equal wave of premiumization from tier two, tier three cities. Like, for example, smartphones currently, like 70% of our demand is coming from tier two, tier three cities. So it's a very encouraging phenomenon. And we believe that it is because, we are revolutionizing the access to premium technology in the length and breadth of the country. And because people are getting access to that kind of wide selection, latest tech with affordability levers, that we are seeing this kind of demand generate, whether it's a student in a small town or a creator in one corner of the country, they're all able to access, premium tech. And second phenomenon that we're seeing is that in some of these premium segments, like I was telling you about premium tablets, for example, 75% of the people who are buying these are first time users. So people are also entering these categories with premium specs and going for those, top of the line product lines, even when they're entering a new category. So these are all very interesting facts for us, and we see a lot of growth potential from tier 2, tier 3 cities as well.
And what is, the customer expectation evolving when it comes to, let's say, delivery and installation and post-sales service of some of the products purchased in the consumer electronics space?
Absolutely. So this is very pertinent to consumer electronics because a lot of our categories, not just like large appliances which require installation like a AC or a refrigerator, but we are now evolving our value added services to even include services like a laptop setup service, like a phone setup service. Currently, we have our value added services footprint in 300 cities. And these are 4.8 star plus rated services by our customers. And this is a focus area for us, and we'll keep expanding. We'll keep improving the services, and this Prime Day as well, planning to make sure that we provide this best in class service to our customers as they buy these appliances from us.
Well, all the best for the Prime Day. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. The offers seem to be extremely exciting, Zeba.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, X and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.